Okay, back to making a MOOC. Just recording here. And what does my photo of the day look like? Ah, Bruges. Very nice. Okay, so where we're at, I did some stuff. I don't want that screen up. I want this. No, I want. Oh, I keep doing that. I keep doing the same thing, right? I moved my YouTube recording screen off because I don't want to be looking at it, but I want it handy just in case I have somebody watching. Hey, you never know. It could happen. And then I forget that I've moved my whole browser over. All right. So, here's the MOOC. I've actually got 2 copies of Grasshopper running, right, because I was doing that yesterday. So what I want to do today is I want to set up the feed harvesting and make sure that that works. So I'm just getting organized here still. So let's go to ethics.mooc.ca / course outline.htm. So that's not it. .htm. There we go. So this is still saying eLearning 3.0 because, as you recall, I copied the entire eLearning 3.0 course into the current database, making myself some extra work in the process because I have to remove and change all the eLearning 3.0 stuff. But you know, that's the way it goes. So down here, so let's look at the structure here. I've got the course outline, which is this page, the course newsletter, which we dealt with a little bit with the RSS feed last time, the activity center, which I'll do later. Then on the right, we also have videos, course events, and your feeds and submit feed. So there's 2 things here. Your feeds is the list of all of the feeds being harvested and their status. And then submit feed is where people can submit the feed. So now I've forgotten where this goes. So let's have a look at where it goes. Okay, fonts, Google APIs. No, okay. So it goes to a script called submit.cgi, and I see I still have the EL30 MOOC there. So let's go to that page. So make list page, and this will be course submit feed. So okay, just looking at this here, and there's an iframe here with the submit. So, and that iframe is what's actually doing the actual handling of the submitting. So this bit here is the iframe. So this frame show only this frame. So there it is. Now that's EL30, so that's not what I want. So I need to come back in here. So STCGI, well that's wrong. Why is that? Ethics MOOC, that shouldn't be showing EL30. So now this variable here, which shows up in my pages, this is a site-wide variable that I can use, and I set it in the admin area. So I'll come back here to the admin, and then it'll be in general. See, remember there's the site tag, and where is it? Oh, I thought it was here, but apparently not. It's apparently not here. Where do I set that? La-dee-da-dee-da. If you're wondering about that key, I don't use that anymore. CGI URL. No, this is it right here. So, oh, I know what the problem is. I have to republish the page. Okay, so here's where I sit. We set STCGI. Okay, should probably, just in the help there, indicate, just what this corresponds to. Okay, something to keep in mind. So let's go back to the page. Make list page. It's kind of neat doing this because it's been a while since I've looked at some of this stuff and I'm remembering the things that I forget. If that makes any sense. Okay, course, submit feed. Okay, so let's publish this page. Publish. And now we'll reload the page. And it also updated the, because this is page template. Submit feed. And now this frame should be loading from the correct place. All right, so submit.cgi. So let's see if it works and if I don't have to do anything. That would sure be nice. Well, Corey, I've got a whole bunch of feeds already in this. And I wonder if these video instructions work. Oh, well, that's okay. You can install your own version of Grasshopper. Okay. You can use the OER feed finder. Let's see if that still works. Yes, it does. Lovely. I've had lots of good experiences working with the OERU people in the last couple of weeks, so that's nice. And eventually I'm going to adopt a lot of what they've done and make Grasshopper work a lot more consistently with their setup. And the reason why I want to do it that way is because, first of all, they have a setup and a lot of the stuff I don't have. And secondly, this allows me to dovetail the stuff that I'm doing with Grasshopper into OERU. Now, that's completely unsanctioned, right? They have no real idea that I'm doing that, but that's the plan. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of feeds already. So my connection to the server has been lost. So let's reload phpMyAdmin. Okay. And let's go into the Downs Ethics course. Downs Ethics, loading. There we go, good. And let's go into the feed. So this is the database. Normally you wouldn't mess with this at all. But I'm messing with it because I filled it and now I have to empty it. But you can see these are all the different feeds that were harvested by the eLearning 3.0 course, 105 total. And now I'm going to wipe all of that out. So there is a fairly straightforward way of doing that. I just need to remember what it is. Well, it's like truncate table. It'll probably be under operations. So, alter table order, table operations, rename, copy, table maintenance, empty the table, truncate. Yes, so, and we'll see the effect here. Okay, so here, first of all, right now, list feed. All these feeds. Now let me truncate the table. Yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff in the graph. I wish I had a delete all in here. Wouldn't that be better? But I don't even, oh, there's my filter. So, but I don't have a delete all. My could delete each one individually. No, I'll just truncate everything. It'll leave a little bit of messiness in the graph, but all the new feeds will have their own IDs. So if I wanted to, I could fix the graph later and nothing will break. So let's do that. Away they go. So the way the graph works, right, is it associates things by ID. So you have feed number 11, post number 14, they're associated. So the numbering of the feeds is what's important here. But the numbering will just pick up from where it left off. So I won't be reusing any of the old feed numbers because, why would I? I have like a billion numbers to choose from. I don't need to use number 11 again. And so that's what I'll do. So now let's list the feeds, and we'll see. List feed, and there's none. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. No records. All right. So I'm done that part. Now I want to test whether submit feed works. So, and maybe I might remove that because first of all, it doesn't work anymore. I updated. It doesn't work. Well done, Stephen. I updated the login process, and the login process doesn't work on Reclaim because one of the Perl modules doesn't install properly on Reclaim. So before doing this, I had to go behind the scenes and actually jerry-rig a login for myself so that it would actually work. But and I suppose I could do that for other people, but right now that's a bit of a mess. Although these video instructions might talk about Docker. No, I'm in the cPanel file manager, so this is an older install function. So let's remove that then right now, so that way I don't need to worry about it. So edit. So all right, so let's remove that, because I don't want to be recommending people install Grasshopper when Grasshopper is just going to lead them down a garden path that gives them no joy. So, okay, good. All right, so let's publish this page again because I made a change. I could set publish to auto pub, and then I'd never need to worry about publishing it, but I'm only going to be publishing this once or twice as I set things up. There we go. Use Blogger. Okay, that's good. That's the instructions I want. So let's use half an hour, which is my blog. So half an hour. .blogspot.com, right? So, and let's test that the feed finder is working fine. So let's put half an hour feeder blog web page. Okay, now let's go to the feed finder. Good, it does open in a new window. Find your blog's feed address. Submit. Okay, we verified it points to a real site, so RSS or Atom. Now, Grasshopper supports both equally and equally well, so no problem. So I'll put that in. And now Stephen Downs. And submit. So it's always good to test everything ahead of time. All right, so my feed has been submitted. So Grasshopper tests it. Found 0 lines, but a whole pile of bytes. So I don't know why it says 0 lines, but it looks good. So now let's come back here. List feeds. There should be exactly 1. and there isn't. So what happened? Why did that happen? Let's see if it entered into cPanel or into the database. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so why am I getting no records for feeds? List feed, no records. Oh, great. Okay, I'm in the right database. Isn't that odd? Let's look at the feed record. See if I did what I did last time and have a variable like number or something. I don't see anything like that. Feed identifier, feed type, feed ID. Oh, it did start over at 1. So that's not good. Title half an hour, description no, link, my feed link is the RSS, feed HTML is the URL, and then all the rest of this will be pretty much blank. Yep. Feed CR date, which is today. With CR date, I use this a lot for sorting. CR date is the creation date in Unix time, and Unix time is the number of seconds after midnight, July 1st, 1970 UTC, or Universal Time Code. So if you're wondering, since that precise point in time, there have been this many seconds. So 1,632,843,236 seconds passed between those two events. Okay, so why am I not seeing any feeds? Oh, agony. Alright, so the way Grasshopper works is these things call an API. So let's just pop into the API. I'm hoping I can find it simply. So ethics.mooc.ca/cgi bin/api.cgi. This is the base URL for it. Okay. Now, you probably can't use this because, well, you can use it. Let me be clearer. There's a bunch of things you can use it for, but there's a bunch of things that you can't use it for. But listing feeds actually is something that you can. So cmd equals list and db equals feed and no, just the metadata, and that's it. So again, don't know why that is the case. Well, let's go into the code. File, open file. Oh, let's rats. Okay, I'm just going to make this a bit smaller so it's easier to work with for a second. And I'll open up and data editor find. So this is where I do my searching. So find list records, sub list records. So here's the function. And let's, as you can see, I've had trouble with this before. I had trouble with this with the modules. So, okay, my table is table, and let's see what the search statement looks like. So I'll just save all of this, and then we'll upload it. So this is stuff you would never have to do, but this is why Grasshopper is not a commercial application, because when I'm setting up the course, I typically have to mess around with stuff like this a little bit. For me, it's no big deal. but for other people it can be. Okay, so websites, code projects is where I keep my main Grasshopper code, but this is all going to be specific to this particular thing. And then if I need to, I'll update code projects later. I made a change last time. I put it directly on the GitHub site. So what I'll do when I go back to code projects is I'll refresh from GitHub, and that'll bring my code up to date. But I'm not worried about that now. I just need to note in the back of my mind that I need to do that. So now ethics.mooc.ca, CGI bin, now editor, and find is the file that I've been working on. So I've just, you can see the difference in bytes here. So, okay. Now when I come back to test the API, I'll get a bit more information. He says, hopefully. And I didn't get more information. Why not? API, list feed. What happened? Did I not put it in the right place? And this is the sort of stuff that happens. Okay. I actually have two windows open here, which I don't want. Alright, so let's close that window. Alright, so we still have this one working. Ethics MOOC CA, CGI bin editor, find. And there it is. Oh, 6.4.21. Let's refresh. Still 6.4.21. Maybe it didn't load properly. Oh, it changed. Refresh. See, I wish these sizes were exact and not just like 21 kilobytes so I could compare. Because why am I not getting my results properly here? Okay. Find.pl. Well, that's strange. Control S. Maybe I didn't actually save it. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. Command list records. That's where it should be. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay. Let's see if I'm actually calling the API. I mean, I know I'm searching for the right. Keep opening the wrong window. CGI bin, ethics MOOC.ca, CGI bin. That really should be showing something. Should be showing me my data. It doesn't. This doesn't cache, so it should be completely up to date. Okay, well, let's go up to the API and okay. All right. So all I'm doing there is checking, did I actually hit the right piece of software? Am I uploading to the right site? Oops, that's the wrong API.cga, not app.cga. App handles the blockchain. It's a blockchain app. Get it? API is the actual API. So, all right, I'm not even hitting the API properly. Why? Why? ethicsmooc.ca. I'm in the right place. This is weird. Oh, why do my days descend into weirdness like this? Let's Am I actually editing this file? Let's see. Let's open it up. No, I am not editing this file. I'm editing somewhere else. That's probably my problem. So where am I editing then? So let's close. Let's file, open folder, OneDrive. Oh, okay. That should be in OneDrive. That's where I put all that stuff, isn't it? See, I have too much stuff on the go. Websites, ethics. CGI bin, yeah, okay. I bet you this is it here. Edit. Yeah, okay. I've been doing all this stuff in the wrong files. All right, good enough. So let's open all these up again, and that's the sort of stuff that happens. Now, proper coders will look at me and say, well, look, if you just kept one copy of your source, then you wouldn't have problems like this. And you know what? You are absolutely right. But a lot of this is, I'm not as organized as I'd like to be, and that's just the way of it. Sometimes it gives me troubles. So, open folder. And really, if I'm doing my stuff in OneDrive, I should probably remove the stuff from the other location, but generally it's not a problem as long as I know what I'm doing. Websites, ethics, and that's CGI bin, select. All right, now let's look API. We'll find first of all, and API. All right, so, and now are we over here? We're in the right spot. Let's load API. Let's load API. I really hate the drag thing because I'm always doing that. All right, so, and now this will give me my new result. Okay, now, and then exit. Good, so we can remove that. Control S to save it, and we'll put this up. Now we can get back to our main problem. I always think of the film The Martian when I get into situations like this, and it's always like, solve one problem, move on to the next. Solve one problem, move on to the next. And eventually, if you solve enough problems, you'll have a working application. Okay. So, clearly I have to now go over to this. To this. So into the editor find.pl, and now I should get some results. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, select star from feed, order by feed title, limit 40. Shouldn't be an issue. Oh, from, I don't have a table name. Why don't I have a table name? That's kind of weird. That is weird. Let's have a look at find then. We're in find, aren't we? No, we're not. We're still in API. So editor, find, list records. So my table is table. Results from, oh, okay. Results statement. SQL. Okay, Control S. Just making my diagnostics a bit easier for me to read so that I don't misinterpret what's going on. Let's come back up here. SQL select star from feed, ordered by feed title, limit 40, and I got nothing. Now if I take this and I go into PHP my admin, I can test this. Yeah, there we go. So SQL. Okay, and put the semicolon on the end because you need to do that. And now go. And there's my feed. So the query is fine. The query is fine. So why am I not getting results? Let's come back into here now. All right, results SQL. Let's list the record. It might just be in the display. It might be what I'm sending back. All right. There we go. Reload. List records. Okay, so there is one record. And yet it's still not being added. Okay. You can see by these comments that I'm just uncommenting that I've had this sort of problem before. So it might be that it's just not finding the record. Let's see if I change the command to show and not list, if I get a different result. I do. There's my record. HTTP. It's half an hour. So the problem is only in the list. Oh no, there it is. I am getting my feed. I'm just misreading stuff. Alright. Make list feed. That's really slow. That shouldn't be so slow either. That's really weird. Oh, right, it's failing because I've got all these comments coming up. Okay. Yeah. So the sneaky way to do that is, well, it's not sneaky, but okay. So I can do this. Inspect. And again, you can see that I've done this before, right? And so I'll go to the console. And now let's run the list feed. Okay, yeah. See, this error is the result of me putting the comments into the output, but I can see exactly what came back. So the response headers. Let's move this up again so I get a better look. So post. All right, that's what I sent. Response headers, request headers. No, I should have, oh, here we go. Response. Order by feed title, okay. And no data. So I have my metadata, but that's it. Well, I'm very puzzled now. Like I say, this should work. So, but see what's happened is in between when I ran eLearning 3.0 and now I've changed my code, and some things have had side effects that I haven't been expecting. So okay, list record. All right, let's remove these comments. We'll remove them all. And then I'll see what I get. All right, Control S, and I'll save it. And upload find. Okay, now let's see what I get. I'll just move this. Oh, I'll just come over here. All right, so title half an hour. View page source. Right. Now, is it bad? It might be bad JSON code. So let's reload the page and we'll clear the debugger. All right. Okay, so there's all the stuff that happens when this page loads. Let's clear all of that. Make now list. Seeing all of that is just happening internally on the page. Now list feed, post. Okay, so there's the response is nothing, just the metadata. The request command list table feed. Okay, oh, well, I'm doing this now ever so slightly differently, right? So let's see, table should still work. Yep, still works. So why is this coming out different here than here? Strange. And it worked before, right? I was able to list my feeds. And now it doesn't work. Let's try to make a feed. Make new feed. And see if that one lists. So I'll just call this one OL Daily. Because it might be something in the submit form is breaking things. Alright. And harvest feed. Oh, that's why. Okay, now I understand. Now I remember. All right, so okay, let's go to make list feeds, and I have nothing, but it defaults to only the active feeds. Status, it actually is defaulting to approved, right? I'm going to set this to all. Yeah, see, and there we go. There's my feeds. So, yeah. So here's the half-an-hour feed that I just set. So I need to just remember that. So it was nothing wrong with the code at all. Nothing. It was the fact that I had forgotten that, like, I tend to get lots of feeds in the feed section, because every time I make a post, see, make new post. So like, here we go, new post, right? Now, every time I make a post, there's the feed where that post came from. And that feed where the post came from is added to the list of feeds. Now, it's added as a feed that I'm not harvesting, unless I'm already harvesting it, in which case it just gets added to the existing harvested feed. But that way, when I go to list feeds, I don't get the list of the hundreds of feeds that I've used. I get the list of only the feeds that I'm harvesting. So I need to remember, when I list feeds, especially at the beginning of the course, filter status all, or even on hold, and submit, and that'll give me the list of feeds that I need to look at and approve, because I go through an approval process. So I'll click on this, for example, half an hour, right? And I look at that on my end, and I come over here and I can analyze it, I can look at the source, I can do whatever, right? But ultimately the idea is to just approve it. Status changed. And now when I list the feeds, there it is. So there was a long digression in the middle of this video where I forgot what I was doing, but you got to look at some of the code and a way of me thinking about this. So the feed submission thing works, and I'm gonna have some lunch now because it's just around noon, and then after lunch I'll test the harvester. So that's it for now. See you soon.